friends. I work in a small office with about 12 people and we all share one fridge in the break room. For the past 6 months, someone has been stealing my lunch at least twice a week. At first I thought maybe I was just forgetting it at home or something, but then I started paying attention and realized my food was definitely disappearing. I'm talking full meals. A chicken pasta I meal prepped on Sunday, a sandwich I made that morning, even my leftovers from nice restaurants. I tried labeling everything with my name in giant letters. Nothing changed. I put sticky notes on my containers saying, "Please don't take this, it's my only lunch." Still gone. I even tried the passive-aggressive route and wrote, "Really? Again?" on one note after someone took my turkey wrap. The worst part was watching my coworkers eat their lunches while I had to order expensive takeout or just skip eating. I was spending like $60 a week on food I shouldn't have had to buy. So last month I bought this container on Amazon that has a little combination lock on it. Nothing crazy, just a basic lunchbox with a 3-digit lock. The first day I used it, I packed my usual chicken and rice, locked it up, and put it in the fridge. When lunchtime came, I noticed people staring at me as I unlocked my container. My coworker Derek actually said out loud, "Seriously? A lock?" I just shrugged and ate my lunch. But by the end of the day, 3 people had made comments about it. My coworker Lisa said it made the office feel hostile and unwelcoming. Another guy named Marcus joked that maybe I should get a safe for my desk too. The next morning, my boss Jennifer called me into her office. She had this concerned look on her face and asked if everything was okay. I said, "Yeah, why?" She told me that several people had complained about my locked lunch container. Apparently it was creating tension in the office and making people uncomfortable. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I told her that someone had been stealing my lunch for months and the lock was the only thing that worked. She nodded but then said that my solution wasn't really in the spirit of teamwork and collaboration. I asked her if stealing food was in the spirit of teamwork. She ignored that and said that using a lock sent the message that I didn't trust my colleagues. Well, yeah, I don't trust them because one of them keeps taking my food. Jennifer said she understood my frustration, but that I needed to find a different approach because the lock was making the office environment feel negative. I told her I would happily stop using the lock the second people stopped stealing from me. She did not like that answer. She said that wasn't the attitude of a team player and that I needed to think about the bigger picture. I asked what the bigger picture was exactly. Was it me going hungry? Was it me wasting money on food I already bought? She just repeated that the lock needed to go, so I made a deal with her. I said I'd stop using the lock if she sent out an email to everyone reminding them not to take other people's food. She agreed but seemed annoyed about it. That afternoon, she sent this super generic email about respecting shared spaces and being mindful of others' belongings. It didn't even specifically mention the fridge or food theft. And guess what happened the very next day? Someone took my lunch again. This time, it was a homemade burrito bowl that took me 30 minutes to prep. I was furious. I marched straight to Jennifer's office and told her the lock was coming back. She tried to argue, but I cut her off. I pulled up my bank statement on my phone and showed her how much money I'd spent on replacement lunches, over $300 in 3 months. I told her that if the company wanted me to keep leaving my food unlocked, they could reimburse me for every stolen meal. Her face went pale. She clearly hadn't thought about the actual money I was losing. She asked if I was serious about the reimbursement thing. I said absolutely. Either enforce a no-stealing policy that actually works or pay me back. She said she'd handle it. 2 days later, there was a mandatory meeting where Jennifer announced that the office was installing a camera in the break room. She didn't say why, but everyone knew. The lunch theft stopped immediately. Nobody ever found out who was taking my food, but honestly, I didn't care anymore. I still use my locked container though, just in case.
So my cousin Amy is getting married, and apparently my natural strawberry blonde hair is going to completely ruin her perfect day. She's got this whole blue, green, and purple theme going on, and somehow decided that my hair, which isn't even that red, is going to clash with everything and steal her spotlight. The whole thing started when she called me about the dress code. Everyone has to wear those specific colors or security will literally bar you from the door. That should have been my first red flag. Who needs security to enforce a color scheme? But then she drops the bomb about my hair. She tells me I need to dye it dark brown for her wedding day or get a short brown bob wig. Not just any wig, specifically a short brown bob. Like she'd thought about this for way too long. When I asked why, she said my hair looks like Merida from that Disney movie and it's going to draw attention away from her. Here's the thing, my hair isn't even that red. My parents are way more ginger than me, and my sister who's 8 months pregnant has longer, more ginger hair than mine, but Amy never said anything to them, just me. I laughed it off at first because I thought she was joking, but she kept pushing. She even posted on Facebook asking anyone with hair past their waist to cut it. Nobody replied, which should have told her something. My aunt, Amy's mom, called to apologize and begged me to just go along with it. She said Amy was stressed about the wedding and just wanted everything perfect. But perfect doesn't mean asking your family members to change their natural appearance. The worst part? Amy actually posted about this whole thing on Reddit thinking people would take her side. She showed me the post, all confident that strangers on the internet would validate her crazy demands. When it backfired and everyone called her out for being ridiculous, she tried to negotiate with me. Negotiation apparently meant her offering me 3 options. Dye my hair, wear the specific wig she picked out, or don't come. No compromise, no middle ground. Just complete control over how I look at her wedding. I'd already bought my dress, a beautiful one that actually goes perfectly with their color scheme. The money came out of my own pocket, so it's not like I owed her anything. But she was still fixated on my hair being this massive problem. The whole family got involved. My parents came over to try talking sense into me, but they couldn't get anywhere with Amy either. She kept insisting my hair was this flaming red disaster that would ruin all her photos, which is insane because if you actually look at my hair, it's more blonde than anything else. What really got to me was when she said security might not let me in if I showed up with my natural hair. Like she'd given them specific instructions to watch out for the girl with the wrong hair color. The mental image of being turned away at the door because of my genetics was so humiliating. My mom tried to play peacekeeper, suggesting maybe I could just style it differently or wear it up, but Amy shut that down immediately. She wanted it completely brown or covered up, period. No creativity, no solutions that didn't involve me fundamentally changing my appearance. The whole thing felt so personal, like she'd been looking for a reason to exclude me and finally found one she thought was reasonable. But asking someone to dye their hair for your wedding isn't reasonable reasonable, it's controlling and weird. I kept thinking about how uncomfortable I'd be at the wedding. Even if I gave in to her demands, she'd probably spend the whole day staring at me, making sure my wig was on straight or my hair dye hadn't faded. I'd be walking on eggshells instead of celebrating. The family pressure got intense. Everyone kept saying I was being dramatic and that it was just one day. But it wasn't just one day. It was my cousin telling me my natural appearance was unacceptable, that my hair was somehow offensive enough to require changing. So I made my decision. I told Amy I wouldn't be attending her wedding. The fallout was immediate and brutal. Half the family called me selfish. The other half quietly admitted they thought Amy was being ridiculous but didn't want to rock the boat. Amy's response was to double down. She sent me pictures of the exact wig she wanted me to wear and links to hair salons that could dye my hair the right color, like I hadn't been clear enough about my answer.
I'm a middle school teacher. I make $42,000 a year before taxes. My Toyota Corolla from 2009 sounds like a lawnmower when I start it, and I tutor kids every Saturday just to afford my thyroid medication. I'm not complaining. I love my job, but I'm also 31 years old and still using a mattress I bought at a yard sale 6 years ago. My dad died when I was 9, heart attack. One day he was teaching me how to shuffle cards at the kitchen table, and 3 weeks later he was gone. My mom never really talked about him after that. Neither did my uncles or anyone else in the family. It was like this unspoken rule. We just don't go there. I barely remembered my Uncle Raymond. He was my dad's older brother, but I hadn't seen him since I was maybe 12. He lived 2 states away, never came to holidays, never called. My mom would mention him sometimes with this weird tone, like he was the family weirdo. I didn't think about him much. Then in March, I got a call from a lawyer named Mr. Phillips. He told me Raymond had died, lung cancer, and that he'd left me everything in his will. A life insurance policy worth $300,000, a cabin by Lake Harmon, and apparently a coin collection worth around $40,000. I thought it was a scam. I literally laughed and almost hung up, but he sent me documents, official ones. It was real. I didn't even know what to feel. I hadn't seen this man in almost 20 years. Why me? He had 2 sons from a previous relationship, my cousins, Nathan and Greg. Why not them? Within 2 days, my phone was blowing up. Nathan called me first. This is ridiculous. You didn't even know him. He was our dad. Except Raymond wasn't their dad. He was their uncle too, technically. Their mom remarried when they were toddlers. But still, they grew up around him more than I ever did. Then Greg sent me this long text about how I was being selfish, how the family needed that money, how I should do the right thing and split it. My mom called next. She didn't yell. She just used that guilt voice. Renee, honey, family shares. That's what your father would have wanted. I felt sick. I didn't ask for this. I didn't even understand it. The lawyer said I could contest it or sign it over if I wanted, but something in me hesitated. If Raymond wanted me to have it, maybe there was a reason. I took a weekend and drove out to the cabin. It was 3 hours away, tucked off a dirt road near the lake, the kind of place that smelled like pine trees and old wood. The porch had 2 rocking chairs covered in pollen. The door was unlocked. Inside, it was frozen in time. Plaid couches, a wood stove, fishing rods leaning in the corner. Everything was covered in a thin layer of dust. I walked around for a while, feeling like an intruder. Then I saw a box on the kitchen table. It had my name written on it in black marker, Renee. I sat down and opened it. The first thing I pulled out was a drawing. It was mine. I recognized it immediately. A crayon drawing of a house with a sun and a stick figure family. I'd made it in 2nd grade, right after my dad died. I remembered because my teacher had us draw our safe place, and I drew my old house. But I only put 3 people in it. Me, my mom, and a dog we didn't even have. There were more drawings underneath, all mine. Some I didn't even remember making. There were paintings from art class, a Mother's Day card I made in 3rd grade, a essay I wrote in 5th grade about what I wanted to be when I grew up. I said I wanted to be a teacher who made kids feel safe. Then I found the photos. They were old, the colors were faded, but I recognized my dad instantly. He was younger, maybe late 20s. He was holding me on his shoulders at a park. In another one, we were fishing off a dock. In another, we were playing cards at a table, and I was laughing so hard my eyes were closed. And in the background of almost every photo was Raymond. Not front and center, just there, smiling, watching. At the bottom of the box was a letter. The handwriting was shaky, like it hurt to write. It started, Renee, if you're reading this, I'm gone. And I'm sorry I never told you this while I was alive. He explained everything. My dad had struggled with addiction before I was born. Pain meds, then other stuff. He got clean when my mom got pregnant. But when I was 3, he relapsed. It was bad. My mom couldn't handle it and take care of me at the same time. So Raymond took me in for 5 months. I lived with him. He fed me, took me to preschool, read me bedtime stories, taught me how to tie my shoes. I didn't remember any of it. When my dad got out of rehab, Raymond gave me back. My parents decided it was better if I didn't remember that time. Better to pretend it didn't happen. The family agreed. Raymond went along with it because he thought that's what was best for me. But he said those 5 months were the happiest of his life.
I wasn't supposed to. He specifically told me not to come, but something felt off about the whole thing. He'd been secretive for weeks, making phone calls in the garage, whispering to his mom when I walked into rooms, and when I asked about this appointment, he just said it was routine blood work. Routine blood work doesn't require you to take a whole day off work. Routine blood work doesn't make you pace around the house the night before. And routine blood work definitely doesn't make you cry in the shower at 6 in the morning when you think nobody's listening. So I followed him. I know how that sounds, but I had to. I parked 3 spots away and waited 20 minutes before going in. I told the receptionist I was there for my husband's appointment, gave his name, and she just handed me the clipboard like it was normal. The waiting room was packed with older people, really old people. I'm talking walkers and oxygen tanks and that particular smell of antiseptic mixed with something else I couldn't place. This wasn't the regular doctor's